Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth. We are on video number 6 of Who is Allah, the Hindu Connection. And it cut me off on the last video. I apologize. And the section we are on now is Who is Allah? Why do people walk around his shrine? Walking around venerated objects comes from Hinduism. Yahuwah Elohim is not Allah, the moon deity of the Kaaba. The Kaaba is called the House of Allah. Muslims know the term Allah is not a name but a pronoun, meaning the God. But on the other hand, they believe their deity has 99 names. Wow. This is one of the traits of Hinduism, since there are trinities upon trinities upon trinities. First, let's learn a little more about the Hebrew origin of the word Allah, not with 2 L's but with 1 L. Restoring the letter A to Elohim, seen as Elohim with an E, does not associate the word Aleph Lamed Hey with Islam, although that may be a normal person's initial reaction.
What are we getting?
I don't know.
See? So now?
We might have to. Next, let's consider some letters. Okay, so this shows the Hebrew letters for Adam, Eretz, which is earth in Hebrew, Elohim, and Abraham. Adam means red ground. Eretz is Hebrew for earth, soil, or land. Elohim means elevated, high, upward, or mighty one. Abraham means father of nations, multitudes. He told Abraham he was going to have children numbering the stars, or try to count the stars, he said, and that'll be how many children you have, multitudes. In the 8th century, a new sect called Karaites, aka Masoretes, altered the sound of the letter Aleph, A, to Ayin. E, using Nikud markings, they have invented to bend the pronunciation of vowels. This sect began with Anan ben David, or Daoud, in 267, who also adopted the sighted moon, or crescent sighting, of the Muslims while under a Muslim caliphate in the city of Babylon. In 767, Anan was imprisoned to be executed for rebellion, but the Islamic Caliph in Babylon spared his life because he distinguished himself from his Yahudim brethren by adopting the sighted moon of the Muslims. This new sect, the Masoretes traditionalists, did not want anyone to properly speak the 4 vowels of the name, Yod, He, He, Yahuwah. So they invented vowel distortions using Nikud and cantillation marks to retrain readers of Hebrew to mispronounce certain words. Elohim became Elohim, and Yahu became Yeho. They left the name Abraham alone, otherwise it would be called Ebrahim by everyone today. The Hebrew root Al, Aleph Lamed, became El. This root is not a name, it is a pronoun referring to one who is lofty, upward, above, high, strong, mighty, etc. Israel's airline El Al means to go upward. El Al is spelled Ayin Lamed, E-L plus Aleph Lamed, A-L. Yahuwah Elohim means I am your mighty one, or I am mighty one. Their Allah is not our Yahuwah. We do not bow down to objects representing the hosts of heaven. And they added an extra L to Allah, that it's not our Yahuwah. It's idolatry. Ritual objects formerly and currently used to worship pagan deities are found everywhere in open view of everyone. They are veiled to the minds of those who only see the exoteric meaning, or occulted meanings. Dome at Rome, Hindu Shiva shrine, Egyptian obelisk in the Ovato Tondo, Hindu wheel of life. The shape of the oval space above mimics the shape of the Hindu ritual object called yoni or Shakti, into which the male object Shiva is inserted. The Egyptian stone obelisk completes the Shivalingam. Hindu Trinity, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. Creation is Brahma, preservation is Vishnu, and destruction is Shiva. Shiva, the destroyer. That's the Hindu Trinity. And then there is some pagan symbols on the top of this page. One of them looks familiar. It looks like the one that was on one of the books, it was their book of spells on this show I watched as a child called Charmed. You guys might find it familiar as well. It was a very popular show when I was growing up. Trinitarian origins, Babel. The triangle and triquetra in religious imagery represents the principles of creation, preservation, and destruction. Babel's Trinity, Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz are reflected in the Hindu Trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. A better rendering for Shiva is Shiba, but we will use the spelling Shiva since it is not exactly right and because there was no letter V as we use it today. Shiva is the babbled name for Tammuz, the reincarnation of Nimrod, the great architect of star worship, and the originator of Babel the Great, the mother of harlots. I need to stop for a second. Praise Yahuwah, praise Yahuwah, praise Yahuwah. Okay. Sorry. Nothing, baby. It's okay. No, something is good. Yahuwah answered my prayers. No crescent symbol. Shiva equals Allah with 2 L's. Our Allah is 1 L. So they distorted it by adding an extra L to Allah. Blue skin? That kind of reminds me of that one movie, Avatar. The blue skin of the Hindu deities represented their ascended state, taking on the color of the sky. The secret meaning of blue skin. And I think we've all probably seen this from a long time ago, the blue skin men there. Amun, Re, and Ta, Ptah, began the Egyptian triad. Sumeria's astrology, the worship of the hosts of heaven, was inherited by every culture. Trinities, fertility symbols, human sacrifices, reincarnation, and much more leaven spread Babel's idolatry far and wide. Origin of reincarnation. The cycle of rebirth, reincarnation, originates from Babel's Trinity, Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. After their king Nimrod was slain, their mythology taught that he ascended high into the heavens to become the sun. Nimrod's wife Semiramis was found to carry his child, having been impregnated by the rays of the sun. Tammuz was born as Nimrod, reincarnated. In this way, Semiramis was Nimrod's wife as well as his mother. That's disgusting. We serve only Yahuwah, the maker of heaven and earth, Shamayim and Eretz. Pagans worship in the ways of Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz, the first beast. Reborn sun was in the sky was Nimrod. The Hindu Trinity reveals Allah with 2 L's to be the same as Shiva the destroyer. The Kaaba is the original site of a sex temple. The ancient Hindu shrine is still in operation, complete with worshippers doing everything demanded, including circumambulation, circular walking around an object of worship. Mother Earth, ASHURA maypole, fertility worship, circumambulation, walking around object you worship. Sounds like the definition of God, object of personal religious worship, or personal object of religious worship. It's like the 7th century all the time. Up until the time of Muhammad, the Arabs worshipped hundreds of deities. The big black cube called the Kaaba, Arabic for cube, was filled with 360 images of their deities, one of which was called Allah, with the 2 L's, a moon deity. Here. And the next section is yearly Islamic practice of ASHURA, or ASHURA. Is spelled a little different. ASHURA. And this will be the last section today from this book. The origin of this practice again comes from Hinduism's geodes. Wikipedia describes the character of these demonic demi-geodes. The state of an asura reflects the mental state of a human being obsessed with ego, force, and violence, always looking for an excuse to get into a fight, angry with everyone, and unable to maintain calm or solve problems peacefully. These demons meditated on war. The Japanese pronunciation of these evil Hindu demons is Ashura, or Ashura. The origin is Hinduism. The Japanese celebrate Ashura as their god of battle. The Muslims, the day of Ashura pertains to fasting, mourning, and the remembrance of a massacre, and has differences depending on whether one is Shia or Sunni. The word Ashura is likely related to the term, a wooden object erected for worship very much like a maypole. A corner of the Kaaba has a black touchstone with a vagina-shaped object representing Shakti's vagina, and Shiva, the black stone, is stuffed into it. Tradition has altered the names. Shiva is the stone inside Shakti's vagina. Hindu, Shiva Yoni, Shakti's vagina, and Islam, Shiva inside Shakti, Shivaling. Babel's mother Gods is in this. Asherah was the moon deity of the Canaanites, and Jericho was a major seat of her devotees. The Hindu deity Shakti is the same as Asherah, Baal's consort. Shiva and Allah are essentially the same deity. Muhammad declared Allah to be the greatest of the deities. The moon symbol is prominent in this religion. Islam means submission. Muhammad was born in the midst of the pagan Arabs, and his clan watched over the Kaaba, a square-shaped building. Inside the cube was 360 idols worshipped by means of cult prostitutes who serviced those who made pilgrimages to Mecca. They would circumambulate, walk around the cubical building, just as the Hindus circumambulate around their Shiva temples and other shrines called stupas. The maypole custom exhibits fertility in a similar way, using virginal girls holding ribbons, hymen symbols, to rotate a wreath, vagina, downward on a wooden pole, or Asherah. Yahuwah hates these fertility practices. He calls it witchcraft. Praise Yah, I never participated in any maypole activities. I don't think it's a very prominent thing in the U.S. Maybe it is in the South, but I live in the North. Next time we will be reading Palestinian Latinized from Philistine, the Roman coinage, some more about the crescent symbol, and some more pictures, and we might go into domes. And then we'll stop at the Kabbalah picture. I might put up a poll for what book to read next, because we are about halfway through this one already, but you guys can let me know in a poll which one to do next. I was kind of led to do this one next because of one of the comments I got once where they said that I'm just a radical Islamist. So I figured this book would be good to teach people that that is not the case. We are the Nazarene. We spread the message of Yahuwah in the last days. And now it's time to praise Yahuwah. Today is the day the Most High has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Hallelujah. Praise Yahuwah. We therefore must endure the hardships as good soldiers in the Most High's army. No one engaged in warfare entangles himself with the affairs of this life. The war is in the spiritual realm. We must please him who enlisted us, his chosen soldiers. You're only crowned if you follow the rules and stay steadfast in love and in truth. Today is the day the Most High has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Hallelujah, praise Yahuwah. The Most High will work out his plans for our lives, no matter what we see, no matter what we feel. Every second of the day for our faithful love. Oh, Adonai endures forever. He won't abandon nor forsake us, because he is the one that made us. Today is the day the Most High has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Hallelujah, praise Yahuwah. Yahuwah will renew our strength. We will mount up with wings as eagles. We shall run and not grow weary, and we shall walk and not grow faint. That was Today is the Day the Most High has made. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know our Abba Yahuwah did. I love you all with an everlasting love, as our Abba Yahuwah in the Shamayim loves each and every one of us. Shalom and blessings, warriors of Yahuwah and the truth.